uphills to Savannah voters today. WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is here with that. And a new twist in this race now just one day before the election. Joanne?
Well, Tina, the twist is that yesterday Brian Kemp, who is also the Secretary of State, said that he is asking for an investigation into the Georgia Democratic Party. He says over an alleged hacking incident on the voter registration page. Well, no evidence is being offered on why, but Kemp says he has to do this. Democrats in Abrams, meanwhile, though, say Kemp is just playing games right before the election.
There is no hacking. There is only the failure of Brian Kemp to do his job.
Stacey Abrams says this so-called security problem is a vulnerability in the state system that Secretary of State Brian Kemp was apparently informed about a few days ago.
Once again, for the third time, he has put our voters at risk, and he has refused to take responsibility. The first two times he blamed a vendor and an employee, and this time he's blaming the Democratic Party. Brian Kemp has never once taken responsibility for his actions, and he should not get a promotion to a higher position because he will constantly abuse that power as well.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of the investigation, but I can tell you I would not be calling Homeland Security, the FBI, and the GBI unless we had information that we needed them to look at.
Kemp defending himself, but would not say what the evidence for the investigation may be. He says the Georgia Democratic Party is being investigated, not the Abrams campaign, but he had plenty to say about Abrams as a candidate.
I don't know of a single time in the history of our state where our families have had more at stake. She wants higher taxes. She wants bigger government. And make no mistake, she wants a radical government takeover of health care.
But Abrams, who was greeted with enthusiasm at a rally at the International Longshoremen's Association, says she doesn't want to take over health care. She wants to help more people who need coverage.
And I'm the only candidate with a plan to protect pre-existing conditions and to expand access to health care in the state of Georgia.
Abrams saying her opponent talks a good game, but doesn't have the plans for jobs and public safety that she has. Not surprisingly, Kemp doesn't agree.
You still have time to weigh in on this race.
Kemp saying he plans to win outright Tuesday, despite the virtual tie between himself and Abrams. Meanwhile, there is that investigation.
We're not going to talk about an open investigation. We'll have more information that will be coming from the official office after they finish wrapping up.
But the larger point is this. You cannot be the referee and the player, and now you determine that you're going to be the judge.
Well, Abrams and the state Democratic Party have long called on Kemp to resign his position as Secretary of State, but he told us today he's following the procedure that he would follow for any reported cyber problem. Again, we have not heard what the evidence might be that prompted this investigation. We did hear from the GBI today, which acknowledges it is looking into something after a request from Kemp. Well, the day before the election, new controversy in an already contentious race. Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.